Is it digital or is it real? Well, in this case it might fool you. The answer is this is actually a real object. This, a long time ago when I was a young man, was a poster. I think back in 1987, Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada. I came across this poster at a local comic shop and fell in love with it. Didn't even know who these characters were. I just know that, boy, I really like this image, this artwork, this style. A year later, I went and I got it back to laminated, so it's actually fairly solid, as you can see. And this is what you can hang on your wall, and for about a year I had it taped to my wall. For those that don't know, this is the Dirty Pair. This over here is Yuri, and that's Kay or Kai, and they're the lovely angels, or the Dirty Pair. Have a fair amount of anime, quite a bit of manga, and even some Western comic books made about them, and their characters I've followed for quite a long time. It's funny, you forget about your early origins, but that's what we're going to talk about today. Today we're going to talk about speculation versus what you like. So spec versus rec. And in case people don't know, my rec picks have been stuff that I like. So there you go. It's basically, we'll compare the two and see what's going on in the comic book industry. Anyway, see you on the other side. Welcome back, everybody. Just wanted to show you I'm not, the worst speculator in the world. I picked up the 5 near mint on red copies of Batman 436, $25, so $5 a piece. Nice to see Tim Drake's getting a little bit of love with Titans 3 coming up. We'll see how that goes. The other spec I think is not doing so badly. That I've brought up is the Image Comics Astro City #1 from Image. I picked that up there's actually 3 issues, 2 later issues and #1, all in beautiful condition for $10 on eBay after I posted my, I believe it was, second video. Yeah, so that one's getting some love as well. For the other specs, I checked them on eBay today. It's April 5th, 2021, by the way. The only one that's really changed a lot is the Mystic 15 from CrossGen. As expected, that was basically like a flash in the pan, so it's about half of what it was, but it's still overpriced for what it is. So today, okay, all that aside, I wanted to ask the question. What was the last comic you read that just blew your mind, or just you read it and you felt something, or it's made you feel and it got you excited, and just take a second, think about it. Not that you're excited to buy. Not as an investment, like not as, oh, I bought this one for cover and it jumped to $20, so I'm excited. But that you actually read and that you were actually happy to read it, that you were significantly and sincerely entertained. As you might have guessed from my poster that I brought out, that off of bought this off of Amazon, and it is a Dirty Pair manga. So what it is, it's basically a retelling with art by Hazao Tamaki of the original Haruka Takachiho stories. So these stories are old, like these are from the 70s. That he went, but the art is modern. It's quite good. I like Tamaki's art. I thought it was quite good, but the story that just blew my mind was the last one in here, and it is the case of the backwater murder. God, that was like a breath of fresh air for me. It's been a long time. Like I've been buying about, I don't know, $200 worth of comics a month here for the last 4 or 5 months. And you know, like I got a lot of the modern specs, like the Noctera, which, you know, was a fine comic. It was a good comic, and I liked some of the ideas. I got this Tom King mess, Batman, Catwoman #1. Beautiful artwork. No issues there at all, but I am enjoying the Batman. That's Batman 106 wraparound. You know, but it's standard Batman. It's well written. It's James Tynion the third or fourth, of course, but it's kind of, I wouldn't say the same stuff, but it more or less is the same stuff that has been going on for about 40 years now. This was like seeing an old friend you haven't seen in about 40 years, and it's like not a day has passed, except it has, because they're different, but they're just, you know, as interesting, as cool as they ever were. That's what that was like for me. It was basically, you're looking at about, I think, 3 or 4 comics worth, $20. So price wise, it wasn't bad at all. It was sort of the same price as you would expect to pay for buying comics, just a little different format. But yeah, just, oh, and I forgot how good manga can be, like the emotional level, the intelligence, the depth of story. Just again blew me away. So it got me thinking about, like, I back in the 90s, I was loving the anime and the manga, and I actually went and I picked up, after I read that, just checking out some prices online. For those of you that don't know, there was Eclipse and Dark Horse were kind of the two translators, players in the late 80s, early 90s. Of course, there's Viz Media too, which did a lot of kind of direct reprints. They're all basically reprints. But the interesting thing about Eclipse, especially with the Dirty Pair, is that they did original stories. This one's A Plague of Angels, book 3. Eclipse was originally $2 cover price. I literally bought like 4 of these things for about $2 a piece. There was a lot, and the guy had, I know, a missing one. It's around here somewhere. But yeah, it was cheap as dirt. And then just last night too, I was looking around and I picked up the Ghost in the Shell second series, Man Machine Interface, 1 to 11, complete Dark Horse Comics Near Mint Plus. So for 11 issues, $16.41 Canadian. With shipping, it was almost $38. But you know what? That's still like $3.50 a book, which I can't even go down to my local comic shop and buy new books for $3.50 anymore. So it got me thinking. You know, it's like, will there be a speculation market in those old Dark Horse and Eclipse books, especially the Dark Horse, because I think they had the Gunsmith Cats, which I loved as well. The old Studio Proteus. Studio Proteus was basically the translator, not the publisher. So, But yeah, hard to say. I mean, they're all reprints. Well, except for the Eclipse, Dirty Pair. Those are original stories, like with the Adam Warren and the Torrin Smith. A lot of those were original, like your Simhell, Run from the Future, Plague of Angels, and those ones were basically original stories. So they may have some appreciation, but the Viz, just reprints. Gunsmith Cats, of course, was all reprints from the manga, basically translations. But, you know, would there be, you know, a speculation market for that? It's an intellectual property, so it was curious. It got me thinking about that. I've been watching, you know, a lot of online videos, and a lot of people are starting to talk about manga and its dominance, and it really is. It's just dominant. Like, sales aren't even close compared to how much manga sells versus superhero comics. Like, it's totally different leagues. It's by factors of 10, if not 100. The other thing is, too, there's far more manga titles out there than Western comics. So, I mean, what are we doing wrong here? Well, let me start with this, right? So, how many people buy something like that and don't even read it? It's basically and that's Batman 106, by the way, the wraparound cover, basically like a sports card. So I'm just putting it straight into my bag and my board, and I'm holding on to it, and I'm just waiting for it to jump in value. What kind of emotional attachment do I have to that book? Well, it's basically an investment at this point. So it's like your average stock. How much emotional attachment do I have to the stock? Well, if it makes me money, I'm happy with it. If I lose money on it, I'm rather disappointed. That's not the point of comics, guys. Yeah. So, you know, if you're looking for something fun and exciting to read, give some of that old Dark Horse manga a chance. As far as like a rec pick, I'll leave you with one. I did pick this up. This is Action Comics 595, John Byrne. First appearance of Silver Banshee. A little trick you can do is if you see something on eBay, and it's not an auction, it's just buy it now. If you're not worried about somebody snatching it up, just watch it. A lot of times sellers will offer like a 10-15% discount on it as soon as you watch it. And that's what I did. So I got like, you know, $3 off. So it was like 22 bucks, which I think is fair. I like Silver Banshee. I think she's a cool character and still very affordable, really. So should I be speculating on this? I don't know. I just like Silver Banshee. But I'm be happy to pick up some of the old Dark Horse stuff. In hindsight, it's really cool to think how ahead of their time they were, especially with the Star Wars, the manga. Of course, they had Hellboy and stuff, like some really cool stuff out of 80s, 90s Dark Horse. So, you know, here's to you, Dark Horse. It's I know you're still going and you're doing some good stuff, but you really laid down some great groundwork for comics, and finally appreciating that. So thanks very much. Anyways, see you guys next time. Bye for now.